What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Check it out, man. What I wanted to pose to y'all in this video is something that I would hope that everyone who listens to it would view it from a logical, reasonable, mathematical point of view, as opposed to the typical emotional point of view, the butthurt point of view. And as we look at everything that's going on around the world, but I want to condense it down to just the United States of America, it made me ask the question to myself. Then it led me to want to ask y'all the question as we sit here in America. Everything that we see going on, is this normal? Would you call this normal activity? Is there any thought in any of y'all's minds that say there's something crazy going on in this country? Because every nation has their sets of problems and difficulties and struggles and situations. That's just how it is. But when you look at what's going on right here on American soil, man, when you look at the coronavirus and how it's impacted the whole world, yet America's incompetence in so-called leadership has led to the worst of the worst results for the coronavirus of anybody on the planet. And continuing, you look at the racism and the police brutality and the murders of black and brown and poor people at the hands of law enforcement. You look at all of that and you look at the injustice that follows and how it's very rare, if at all, that the ones who carry out these murderous acts are brought to justice. It's very rare. You look at the corruption in politics and in the White House and the selfish elitist agendas that are carried out by members of government that we see and those that we don't see. We look at the sick nature of the elite and the clergy who are trying to make things like pedophilia be acceptable to the society. You look at the civil unrest that follows the injustice, where people are protesting and marching and people are losing their lives and their freedom, and it's the citizens versus law enforcement and the National Guard and all of these different agencies are being brought out to basically create a war between the citizens and those factions. Then last but not least, you look at the weather, which is another story, another level. You look at how in this country alone, you see multiple calamities going on at the same time, natural disasters taking place at the same time. And other nations deal with natural disasters. They deal with weather patterns that may be extreme, but you don't see a nation that deals with multiple natural disasters at the same time concurrently, usually year round. And now we start to see them increase, and they're coming in more and more succession than we're accustomed to seeing. We're starting to see the word unprecedented every time it's related to a weather issue in this country. And last but not least, even though I just said last but not least, but really last but not least, you're starting to see the citizens of the country, regular people, retaliating against law enforcement, ambushing cops, shooting up cops' homes. People are becoming dissatisfied to such a degree that they are willing to risk it all, even if it's their own life, because they are tired of the nonsense. So you look at what's going on in Portland, Oregon, where over 500,000 people have had to evacuate due to the fact that wildfires have destroyed almost 1,000,000 acres of land in that area. You look at 5 million acres of land destroyed in California, burning in California. Not to mention that today there was like a 4.5 magnitude earthquake in California. You look at down here where we are in the south, and from the direction of the Atlantic, the direction of Africa across the Atlantic, we've seen like 20 something hurricanes with 20 something storms that have formed and keep hurling themselves toward the United States of America, with some having actually reached and caused great destruction. And on the heels of the destruction of one, another one is forming. Where do you see that at? And we got to ask ourselves the question through everything I'm saying right now: is this normal? Why is it happening? And why is it happening if America is such a good and righteous nation? That's the question we got to ask. Because it don't add up. It doesn't add up when you speak to those who would say we are a good Christian nation. Speaking about America, we're a great Christian nation. But these are the same Christians who would burn crosses in black folks' yards and put them out the house, string them up, and do what they do. We live in a society where the fight just to be considered a human being is viewed by individuals who never considered you a human being to be just disrespectful. And the worst thing that could come out of your mouth is for you to have the nerve to believe that you should be treated as a human. This is the mindset we're under. All that's going on right here in good old USA. So is this normal? Why is it happening? And what's going to be the end result? So I take it to the book. I see people say all the time, man, I ain't religious, man. I don't do organized religion. I don't do religion. Hey, that's cool. It's not about organized religion, because if somebody tell me they're not into organized religion, I get it. I understand. Because the question about the problem with organized religion is who it was organized by. See? The principles of true religion have nothing to do with that crap that's being imposed on everybody and been remixed. So I understand. I ain't mad at you. But the principles that do exist, when you look at the book of Revelations and you see America described but not under the name America, you see America be described as the mystery Babylon, the great whore. You see all these different names attributed to America, and none of them are good. And it also talks about the things we would see at a certain time. Wars and rumors of wars. We're seeing that right now. Earthquakes in diverse places. Seeing that right now. Plagues. We're seeing that right now. Pestilence. We're seeing that right now. And the end result of that is a once great nation being non-existent when the smoke clears. That's where we at. So for those of us who have this false delusional thought that the good old USA is just gonna always roll on like it's been rolled. Good old America. Trump's gonna save us. Biden's gonna save us. Look at your two choices. Gotta freaking wake up. Look at your choices to lead this nation moving forward. But many of you and us are blinded, as the scriptures will say, we're blinded into actually believing that that which is dirty is clean, and evil is made fair seeming. So is this normal? And don't come and say, oh man, everybody got problems. This is no different. No, this is absolutely different. This country is running real funny right now. Real funny. Too much going on at the same time right now. And it's all for a purpose. And those who did not do what the scripture said, when the book says, speaking of America, but not under that name, but speaking about that mystery Babylon, it says, come out of her, my people, so that you won't get caught up in her plagues and the destruction. So it sounds like that's God saying, separate, get out the way, because I'm tearing this place up. You don't want to be around when he's tearing it up. So we still talk about who we gonna vote for, because Trump's gonna save us. Biden's gonna save us. Is this normal? Some of you have never experienced these types of occurrences in your lifetime. Some of us. Again, the word unprecedented is used more often than any other word as it relates to practically everything we see going wrong in this country. So when are we going to wake up to realize that, yeah, racism is a real thing. It's not a social construct that some group of people are trying to use to divide. Everybody already been divided. This weather is not harp. This weather is judgment from the Most High. The murders of these unarmed black people and brown people that are being killed and no repercussions coming to the murderous police who do it. That's consequence to that, man. You don't just get to keep doing that. Now you're seeing people busting back at the police. And I said the other day, not that I'm no prophet, when they did it in California, I said it's going to happen again. Now they've just done it in New Jersey, but guess what? It's going to happen again because people are tired of it, man. So leave your comments below, man. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I might have missed. Feel free to voice your opinion. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.